dividing us into the chairs first, and the people standing is going to form a line. And please welcome Richelle to our Barnes & Noble here in California.
Hey, thank you guys. Can you hear me okay? Those of you here, the store can hear me, so we're in awesome shape. Thank you guys for waiting. We hit a little bit of traffic, as I'm sure you guys are familiar with on a daily basis out here. Thank you very much for spending your Tuesday night with me. Barnes & Noble. This is a great store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a little bit for you tonight, then we'll do some Q&A, so think of your burning questions now, and then we'll sign books. It'll be a lot of fun. And this has been like a weird Twitter day, so I'm live tweeting my signing. Some people I'm with are using the hashtag SVLI, Spirit of Long Island, so if you are, just so you know, you can join the community. Okay. Ever since Abe had explained about the prison, I've been making another mental list of the problems we have breaking into it. Mainly number 2, which was one less than I'd initially had since talking to Abe. Not that things were really much easier. First, we had no clue where in Alaska this place was. Second, we didn't know what the prison's defenses and layout were like. We had no idea what we had to bust through. Yet something told me all of these answers could be found in one source, which meant I really only had one immediate problem: how to reach that source. Fortunately, I knew someone who might be able to help get us there. We're going to see Mia, I told Lisa. Mia Rinaldi was a former heroic classmate of ours, former enemy actually. She was also the poster child for total personality makeovers. She'd gone from a scheming person who was willing to crush anyone in her quest for popularity to a down-to-earth nigger. Lisa groaned. I can't believe you just used the word intel. This really is turning into a spy movie. She spoke flippantly, but I could feel the worry within her. The light tone was masking her fear, the unease she still felt about this crazy plan. Those non-royals who worked and did ordinary things at court lived in apartments far from the Queen's quarters in Seton Hall. I'd gotten Mia's address in advance, and we set out across the perfectly manicured grounds, grumbling to each other along the way about the hot day. We found Mia at home, casually dressed in jeans and a t-shirt, with a popsicle in her hand. Her eyes widened when she saw us outside the door. "Well, I'll be damned," she said. I laughed. It was the kind of response I'd give. "Nice to see you too. Can we come in?" "Of course." She stepped aside. "You want a popsicle?" Did I ever? And I'll take a moment here to tell a quick behind-the-scenes story about Rose and popsicles. You follow the series with the Rose is always eating, usually sugar, because she's an athlete. I know athletes, and like they burn calories much more than I can. I wish I could eat sugar all day. But anyway, she's always hungry because she's always really active. And so when she sees me eating a popsicle, it seems perfectly logical to me that instantly Rose would want a popsicle too. But when I turned in this manuscript, I was asked, why does Rose want a popsicle so bad? And I was just kind of like, she's Rose, she wants a popsicle. She's offered one, why shouldn't she? My editors thought we needed sort of a more logical reason for Rose to be excited about a popsicle. So I had that one line you just heard me read, where they're grumbling to each other about the hot day, and that was put in there to justify Rose's insatiable need for a popsicle. That's how books are made. This is the magic. I took a great one and sat with her and Lisa in the small living room. The place was a far cry from the opulence of royal guest housing, but it was cozy, clean, and undoubtedly well loved. I knew the grads were coming, Mia said, brushing blonde curls off her face, but I wasn't sure if you were with them or not. Did you even graduate? I did, I said. Kept promise mark and everything. I lifted my hair so she could see the bandage. I'm surprised they let you back in after you took off on your killing spree, she said. Or did you get extra credit for that? Apparently, Mia had heard the same tall tale about my adventures that everyone else had. That was fine with me. I didn't want to talk about the truth. Do you think anyone could stop Rose from doing what she wants? Asked Lisa with a smile. She was trying to keep us from getting into too much detail about my past whereabouts as well. Mia laughed. True. Her smile faded as she swallowed a chunk of popsicle. Her blue eyes, always shrewd, studied me in silence for a few moments. Rose wants something now. Hey, I said, we're just happy to see you. I believe you, she said, but I also believe you've got an ulterior motive. Lisa's smile grew. She liked me being caught in my spy game. What makes you say that, she asked. Can you read Rose that well? Or do you just always assume she's got an ulterior motive? Now Mia smiled again. Both. She scooted forward on the couch, fixing me with a serious look. Okay, no point in wasting time. What do you need my help with? I sighed. I need to get inside the Guardian's main security office. Beside me, Lissa made a sort of strangled noise. I felt kind of bad for her. While she could conceal her thoughts from me on occasion, there wasn't much she did or said that came as a true surprise. But me, I continually blindsided her. She had no clue what was coming half the time. But honestly, if we were planning on busting into a prison, then breaking into a security office shouldn't have been that big of a leap. Wow, Cynthia.
Camila,
you
tá
don't waste time
escutando?
with the little stuff. Her grin twitched a
Tá
bit.
escutando?
Of course, you wouldn't come to me for the
Então, eu acho que eu não tá no alto-falante não. Agora eu vou colocar, tá? Agora que eu percebi.
Us in there, I asked. You're friendly with some of the guardians.
Olha, peraí, agora eu vou colocar no alto-falante. Fica quieto, bicho.
What are you looking for? She asked. She held up a hand when I opened my mouth in protest. No, I don't need details. Just a general idea so I can figure this out. I know you're not going there just to tour the place. I need some records, I explained. Her eyebrows rose. Personnel? Trying to get yourself a job? No. That actually wasn't a bad idea, considering my precarious position with Lissa right now. But no, not probably not time. I need some records about outside security at other places in India. Schools, royal homes, prisons.
Melhorou?
I tried to keep my expression casual as I mentioned that.
Camila, melhorou?
Mia was on board with some crazy things. But
Então tá, avisa pra Rê que eu vou ligar pra ela na hora que ela começar a fazer as
They
perguntas.
do, she said, but most of it's electronic. And no offense, but that might even be beyond your abilities.
Tá, eu tô filmando aqui,
Even
ela
if it could be told on the computer,
ela
everything's password.
ela lendo, mas eu não tô entendendo o que ela tá lendo, ela tá me espoliando aqui, pô.
Last time I saw you. No, I certainly
Eu não li
hadn't.
essa parte ainda.
And unlike the heroes of those spy movies Lisa teased me about, I had no tech-savvy
Eu não
friends
tô entendendo, ela tá falando pra dentro.
and security around that. I started glumly
Ela tá falando muito rápido, ela tá falando pra dentro, não tô porra nenhuma, nem eu tô entendendo. Vou
But
colocar de novo, peraí.
the information you need is they might still have paper copies. I jerked my head up. Where? They've got mass storage rooms tucked away in one of the basements, files and files. Still under lock and key, but probably easier to get to than finding the computers. Again, depends on what you need, how old it is. Abe had given me the impression that Tarasoff prison had been around for a while. Surely there was a record of it in these archives. I didn't doubt the Guardians had gone digital a while ago, which meant we might not find up-to-the-minute details, but I'd settle for a blueprint. It might be what we need, I told her, to get us in. Mia was quiet for several seconds, and I could see her mind worried. Possibly. She glanced at Lissa. Can you still compel people into being your slaves? Lissa grimaced. I don't like to think of it like that, but yeah, I can. Mia considered a few moments more, and then gave a quick nod. Okay. Come back around 2, and we'll see what we can do. 2 in the afternoon for the rest of the world, and the middle of the night for us. Being out in broad daylight didn't feel particularly sneaky, but I had to figure Mia's planning was based on the fact that there'd also be people around that time of day. I was trying to decide if we should socialize more or head out
Quê?
when a knock interrupted my thoughts.
Falou comigo?
Mia flinched and sent the word to come.
Tá escutando
She
agora?
rose to get the door, and a familiar voice drifted down the hall toward us. Sorry I'm early, but Christian stepped into the living room. He abruptly shut up when he saw Lissa and me. Everyone seemed frozen, so it looked like it was up to me to pretend like this wasn't a horribly awkward situation. Hey, Christian, I said cheerfully, how's it going? His eyes were on Lissa, and it took him a moment to drag them to me. Fine. He glanced at me.